Hi, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Bear It All, the podcast with your girl, Jay. And
GB, a.k.a. G_winner.
Yay, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, so I kept it light.
Okay.
I kept it light.
Yeah, no, this is Slice in the building, man. Slice Maximus, man, and we ready to rock and roll. Let's get this thing rolling.
Thanks for coming back. You know, y'all requested them, so
Is you on this, John?
all right.
They got a Turk.
No, if it was me, it would be a couple rolls over here. Shit, damn it.
Starting already.
Right.
What it taste like? It's clean.
That's all clean.
Clean booty.
Smell good too.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. All right, let's
So
get
wait,
focused.
I hear you had a rough week.
Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna go right into it, huh? Yeah, I had a rough week, Huntington Park shit, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what
Slice.
happens when you're in the hood.
Yeah, I'm in
You need a
Slice
hug?
neighborhood shit.
Here.
Just every time I go
Let me give you
to the Slice neighborhood.
Hugging. This boy.
Yeah, that's better.
That's
better.
better. You feel better?
Yeah, I feel better. A
That's what I'm saying.
little pre-cum, but I'm all right.
This is a clean show.
What's wrong
Clean,
with
Is it?
it?
clean booty, clean
So
show.
we wear condoms on this
playing.
show then.
Oh, God, here we go.
All
No,
right.
I'm turning my clean mind on for you, Jay. Let's
Yeah,
roll.
come on,
roll.
let's go. Let's
All
go.
right, here we go.
All right, so this could be a tearjerker, right? I feel like, a lot of times we we have funny conversations, but this is a serious conversation.
Okay.
It's about childhood trauma.
Okay.
And I feel like we all have a little bit of childhood trauma. So it's stepping out of, my comfort zone to talk about it.
Okay.
But first, what's a moment in your childhood that shaped who you are, even if like no one knew it did?
Oh shit. I think for me, I grew up in a house called the Porter, and Slice can probably attest to this. I grew up real kind of like a unique way. Like basically, the whole house was like was basically how I am on the podcast. It's like a representation of all different parts of how I grew up. So one of the things is I think one of the things that kind of shaped me, I would say more so my sense of humor, like to have like I have like a dark sense of humor. And it's the fact that I did grow up in a house with like I had gay uncles, right? And everybody kind of knew that. So my one uncle though was like he used to dress up like a woman.
Like
like
flamboyant.
Pay LaBelle. He dressed like Pay LaBelle.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. But he was the funniest motherfucker in the neighborhood. So it was like it didn't matter what kind of jokes you had, you ain't really verbally wanted with him. Cause it's like even though
He would come back.
even though he's standing here dressed this
Uh-huh.
way, there's really nothing you could say about him because he's gonna give you bars. So my whole thing was always like an inclusiveness that came with that. So it was like growing up, even though it was during a time where like homosexuality wasn't really a popular
ain't
thing.
Like,
then,
it ain't like now.
it was like that's kind of like where I got my sense of humor from. So I always looked at it like an inclusive thing. So I've never been homophobic. I've never like went through that. But me as a person, it made me had to get my skills up because now I'm the kid that lives in the house with the gay people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it didn't matter how good I could play basketball, how good I could do all these other things. I still had
You had that kind
I
of
had
like
to
over
have
top
that.
of
No, we used to call it bussing back in the day,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? So, like to
Snaps
tell
and
you
stuff.
that like in certain parts of North Philly, like even when you come outside, you gotta have real thick skin, because you gonna get barred down. If you want to go play basketball, you gotta know how to talk. If you want to go to the corner store, you gotta know how to talk.
No, that's
because
true.
School.
It's like bullying to us.
It was
every
normal.
day. It was every.
Yeah, it was normal.
It was an everyday thing. So.
These kids, they can't handle it. They're
I
not.
think that that kind of so I kind of went from being the only child with my mom, and I'll say like I probably was a chump for real. Like I probably was soft. You know what I'm saying? I was the only child for a long time. Then my mom got on drugs. I had to go live at my grandparents' house. When I had to go live at my grandparents' house, it was like, oh
real.
shit. It's like crack. It's like, yo, all right, there's gay stuff going on over here. I got my cousin who deaf. He live up here. It's like, yo. So I start seeing like all of these different things, and it was like I could see myself kind of change from like low key
Being spoiled?
from being spoiled to like low key turning into like a low key street nigga almost. You know what I'm saying? And
I could attest to it because my mom and his mom was best friends.
Yeah.
So his mother is my
okay.
godmother.
Yeah.
Like so we known each other since my knocked this mic all over. But we known each other since Pampers, literally. You know what I'm saying? So when we say we've been around each other since Pampers.
So you're still the only child?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got 7. I got 7 sisters.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
I'm the only boy though.
Oh wow.
I'm the only boy that my dad got and my mom.
And you're pretty masculine for being the only boy.
Around a bunch of moles.
I forgot what show. I was about to say what show I was on. Go ahead, bro. But go ahead.
No, so I spent the night there. So what kind of parent is that to let me even stay there? I question now. Why would you let me spend the night over there?
Like you're talking about at 13, I was able to like lay in the bed with women at 13. Like
what
13,
women?
Like girls was like able to spend
women or
no.
Oh, okay.
Like girls, young girls.
Like
just
young
like
girls
girls
was able to
bring
just
over.
spend the night.
Okay.
Yeah, they was able to just come
Yeah.
just spend the night at like 13.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I just grew up a little different, but it definitely molded me to. I think now I'm kind of numb to it a little bit. You know what
So
I'm
it's like probably you've seen so much that it's like now it's like nothing.
Yeah, I think that I want to. But now it's like as a like a parent and a grandparent, I kind of turned back into a punk because I kind of want to protect.
It does
them.
that to you.
I kind of want to protect them from how I grew up, even though that when we on podcasts and we talk about the way that we grew up, right? We kind of glorify it and make jokes about it, but it was fun. But I think I would have rather not, grew up that way. You know what I mean? I think I would have rather had different opportunities to do other things. Like, you know what I mean? But you don't notice it
like
until you
not
get
being robbed of your childhood.
I mean, yeah.
Like what an actual kid should.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's hard to find the defining shaping moment. But I think it came from like being on a real murderous block. So I lost my stepfather on that block, basically. Bunch of friends. My first friend, and this was before all the drilling and killing. So being young, my first friend I lost, I probably was like 13, and they killed him and left him in a dumpster in my neighborhood. We used to play ball almost every day together. So it went from like friend after friend dying, and you don't know the effects that they have on you. But what it did make me appreciate was like time and relationships. So like I'm very much close to the people that I'm close to, and I respect time. But it also affected me, I think, relationship wise too. I always tell people like, from being in long-term relationships and watching them come to an end, I almost don't have, how could you say this? This is probably why
like you're desensitized?
Why marriage is hard for me. I just, I always got in my mind, I'm preparing for whenever it ends. Like
he said to me all the time. He said to me all the time, like, yo, bro, you just got to enjoy what's going on right now. So it's like, even in relationships, it's like you meet somebody and like, it's crazy because when he said to me, it always ring in my head because it'd be like, yo, you meet somebody, you might really, really like the person, right? And he'll just be like, bro, just enjoy it right now. Just enjoy it right now.
Yeah, being in the moment now as opposed to thinking of like the future or, I'm not saying like don't think of a future, but I understand what you're saying. Because sometimes people have like this like anxiety that builds up because they're thinking of like their past things that happened and thinking about what, the future things as opposed to like being grounded and focusing on like where they are now. So
and even like death, when you got that many losses, you tend to like put a deadline on every relationship. Like you still love the people to the end, but you know it's going. It's coming. You know it's an end. So
that's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I think so.
It's coping because with death, right, when things end, there's a level of like grief, hurt, so like it's almost like you trick your mind to not feel those things. Like it's like you
feel them, but you just appreciate the time you have. Like for me, it's hard to explain how much I appreciate time, but I do. So like even having a teenage daughter, when I'm like, yo, come over this weekend, she at that age where she don't want to hang out with her dad. Dad corny to her.
How old is she?
14. But for me,
you are corny to her.
For me, yeah, I'm corny old dude. But for me, I know, like, I'm like, yo, you don't understand. We don't got that many years before you're adult. You know what I mean? But kids can't get it. You gotta understand.
I'm gonna tell you what does happen
because they're living in the now.
They're living in the now.
I'm gonna tell you what do happen though. It go from you to corny, because I went through all the stages. I got, my kids is basically grown, so I went through the stages of being the corny dad, like, oh man, we don't want to hang around with dad, But then it's like in times like now, right now, my kids is a little bit older. They get to see me on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They get to see me at live shows where they come with all their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn back into the cool dad. The
that
super
is
cool
so
dad.
true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a phase. It's just a phase because they feel like you was never a teenager. You don't know. You don't understand what they're going through.
These kids always act like, so I'm, it's funny because I have some people that I, like maybe some friends, but people I know, they're like, that's nice that your kids still want to be around you, because like, and I have all girls, so 5 daughters, and then like all their friends, I would take, okay, I know this is illegal, but I would have like 15 people, 12 people in my
She's going to jail. No, go ahead.
In my truck, and we would like lap it, and we would just like, I would take them places to go, go places, and they just always wanted to be around.
That sounds like us.
As football
coaches, I remember I had like 15 people in the car and drove all the way to Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Like took the whole team. Like
that's
we
crazy.
just like so to us, like I have, and this might be illegal, but I have a whole house, like a whole football team in the crib. I'm talking about everybody running around, like wilding, like and we used to have like a sweatshop basically in the basement.
Oh shit, jail is coming.
Go to jail.
Jail is coming.
So back.
I don't condone
now
that
everything
behavior.
is kind of unlimited weight, but when we coached, it was almost like boxing. You had to weigh a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
So
we starved kids basically.
So basically, like I had like 9 players on my team that was like overweight.
Mm-hmm.
So in my basement, and he used to
treadmill.
bring his players. He used to bring his players too.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be like we used to have saunas in the basement,
Set up.
like that you
Really?
did. You could just sit in it and zip it up.
Oh, okay.
In the portable
Cut the
sauna.
weight
So
off.
we had like 4 of them in a row. So the players would come, sit in the sauna, sweat, get out. They would have to like wipe down. And then it was like a washer and dryer. So it was like an assembly line. So it was like you take your stuff off.
Yes,
this
that's
is your
what I
clean.
need
This
right
is your,
now.
this is your clean clothes. You take your sweaty stuff off, drop it in the washer, put your clean clothes on, and then you go rest. Then the next person comes. So it was like an assembly line.
Wow, that's funny.
And it was like all night long. And then we would have to get up and play the game the next day. So yeah,
It's bad.
yeah, it was bad, John.
Y'all were working in bad conditions. I'm so sorry.
But 10 championships later.
Yeah. All we do is
Because they ain't telling you. That's why they ain't telling you.
That's
But you had said something about how your childhood kind of just shaped like your relationships now.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that affect you in like just where you are right now? Have you had issues in relationships because of your childhood?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got trust issues with like it's hard to trust women just because
That's the truth. No.
I've seen like, damn, this gonna be because my family gonna watch this. It's crazy. I hope this ain't on like on Thanksgiving. They seem to wait till like Thanksgiving and we all sit down at the table. They be like, oh, because my family call me Naeem. They be like, oh, poor Naeem, show up. And they just want to watch shit. So, but no bullshit. I seen my aunts do niggas dirty. Like I'm talking about like my aunts.
But they learned. It was back in the day.
So like my mom, my aunts, they like pretty. You know what I'm saying? So I seen and I used to hear the conversations. You know what I mean? Like so it'd be like, yo, damn, this how I learned at a young age like how women talk. Like you know what I mean? So it's like, damn, like all right, damn, like it's like, damn, I like old head. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like damn, old head, cool.
That's
Like
what
damn, why you like why
Women
you doing
can
him
be
like
very
that? Like,
ruthless. I can't break the girl code.
Yeah, y'all got a
innocent.
super girl code.
y'all like here's the thing about that I learned about women, right? Women don't gotta like other women. They don't even gotta know what the other woman is talking about
They
to defend them.
that shit.
A woman will defend another woman if she wrong. If you don't know what the fuck she talking about, you don't even gotta like her.
Even in movies, they won't know what happened. If she cheats, he probably wasn't treat her right. They automatically.
I swear to God.
Wait, but there was like a clip I saw where it's like this guy was testing out like the girl's friendship, and so he was right next to his girl, so he calls the best friend like, "Hey, you know where such and such is? You know, I hadn't seen her," and she was like, "Oh yeah, she with me. Hold on, she's in the bathroom," and the girl was sitting right there next to him.
That's
so,
how
like,
it be.
Bro, no, that's how it is.
Your girl code is
Yeah.
crazy.
And I seen it
But
with
that's how y'all are too. Y'all are literally y'all are not
Nah.
telling on your homies.
Yeah, but I might hang up. I might just hang up.
Or like I had a cousin. This nigga was the cheatingest nigga in the world, and I told him like, "Yo,
No,
bro."
100%.
I said, "Yo, bro, I'm not getting in your lies, bro. It's one thing if something happened, I'm gonna try to cover for you, but don't put me in a lie and force me to lie. Like I don't.
Yeah, no, I get that
or at least tell me ahead of time.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, people
like,
don't tell you that.
I
but I
don't
will.
fuck with
Like, if one of my close friends, if she said, "Listen, this is what I need," I'm gonna just do what I need to do. That's it.
But see,
I'm
real
gonna rock out
friends
with
don't
them.
act like friends, like to
You don't
do
put 'em in a
shit like
bad
that.
position.
Especially if I know that it's gonna be situations where you gonna be at my crib and you gotta be around my girl and shit like that. It's like you're not the person I'm gonna ask to lie, because now I'm making it awkward for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now my girl don't like him.
Yeah.
And it's my fault.
Well, that's true. But if he was doing something crazy, right? Yeah, you going to give him advice.
And I'm on my business.
But are you gonna turn your back on him? Like, nah, I can't do that.
No. So,
Right.
but the thing is, I'm gonna ask him not to put me in a position. I'm like, damn, or I'm gonna tell him, don't do sis like that. If you want me to build this,
100%.
And then on top of it, I may know he doing dirt, but I'm out of it.
Yeah, he out of it. Like, yo, bro, whatever lie you tell, don't put me in it.
I'm out of it.
And your real friends, the crazy part is,
are gonna be okay with that.
Or your real friends, you not gonna put in it.
You just not gonna.
You just not gonna put in it. You'll put the cousin in it that you barely see. Your man that you see every day. This is like what guys do. Your man that you around every day, you're not putting them in your lives.
Yeah, because
you know
one of my friends, her boyfriend was cheating on her, and the friend's wife reached out to her. The friend knew about it, and then so now she like severed that relationship with the chick, and because they all knew about it, and it's like it makes you look stupid, or feel stupid once you find out.
When you lying, let me tell y'all something. When you lying, you never put the person you with every day in the lie, because that person is too accessible to your other person, right? So he gonna forget the lie. So your girl is smart. She gonna wait till 3-4 months later.
Your girl is smart.
While y'all watching the game, and then she gonna bring some shit up, and you ain't gonna know what she talking about. You gotta put the cousin in that's never around. You gotta put the person in it that she don't have access to.
One more thing: if your girl asks you a question, she already know the answer. Don't answer.
Ooh, don't answer.
Don't answer at all.
You look guilty, then you're guilty.
No, don't answer at all.
And if she send you a picture, saying some shit, bro, put that shit in Google first. Put the picture in Google first and see where she got the picture from.
Because it might not be your baby.
Yeah, because so we had a situation. No, we had a situation. We ain't gonna name no names.
G got me out of the situation.
We ain't gonna name no names.
Oh,
somebody,
I don't care.
This is your business.
I don't care.
Some chick, you know what I'm saying? They sent Slice. She's like, yo, Slice was trying to not fuck with her no more or whatever, trying to cut her off, and she was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant." And the nigga was going through it, losing his mind, like, yo, bro, I gotta come up with a scheme to convince her to get an abortion. Like, I don't know what to do, blah, blah. So she sent him so he was like, yo, prove it. So she sent him a picture of the pregnancy test, like with the positive Jones. I'm like, I'm looking at that, John. I'm like, bro, send me the picture. So he sent me the picture.
Hold on, no. I was looking on Google. You did some other shit to find out that it was fake.
I'm a low key little hacker nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he sent me the picture. So I dropped and I found the origin of the picture. I'm like, bro, look, this joint came from what's the name?
Twitter or somewhere.
Yeah, this shit came from here.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
He found it. Yeah, he found the joint.
So yeah, shit happens.
Yeah. I would say for me,
let's hear it.
Probably my things that I've experienced, like with abuse, like sexual abuse, things like that from at a young age. It's just like I feel like it can go a couple different ways.
Not to cut you off. Family member?
Yeah.
Uncles
be rapers is what we call it. You don't got to tell who it is.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, they're not even.
No, we say it on the show and joking.
Yeah. We say it on the show and joking.
And I'm going to let you go.
I've heard it plenty of times.
So I'm going to let you go. The reason why we do a lot of stuff on Talk Heavy, it's in a comedic form, but it's like, it's a real lot of painful trauma. Yeah. So we're laughing saying uncles be rapers. It's because on many occasions.
I don't want to, and it's not. It's just it's an uncomfortable conversation, but I want to have uncomfortable conversations in order to, So no, just from age 5 on up, I feel like it's just always happened, and as people are older, when you explain that to somebody, then they'll say things like, well, what were you doing? No. What were you? If you're older? Kid? No, when you're older, right? Older. People say like, "Well, what were you doing?" But as a kid, there's nothing that you could do to possibly be provocative to somebody or provoke someone to,
toys.
Exactly. So, yeah.
All right, I'm digging it. All right, we're still on the show.
Go ahead.
So the reason why I asked is I seen this in some members of my family as well, right? And I seen a lot of the old grandmoms cover. Right? Ooh. Grandmoms used to always cover for their sons, like the fucking raping ass uncles. So in scenarios like that, it was always taught to keep it a hush, family business, and that's not cool. We had an episode a long time ago where we told people like, "Yo, man, fuck that. Don't that day has changed." But because I heard you saying old people or some people saying like, "What were you doing at that age?" Mm-hmm. A lot of times, I think, and I could be wrong because I don't know the whole story, that it was more so that they didn't want to believe that this person could do this, 100%. So they're placing the blame to cover their own mental sanity for it, and a lot of times that'll cause beef between you and that grandparent. I'm just saying grandparent for now. Because you're
anybody.
Because you're the innocent child. You're looking at like, why would you even say this? But it's tough you can't convince them. You got to just chalk that they don't want to believe it. And you got to be accepting of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. And the other thing is too, if you have a relationship with somebody, your family member, you love them, right? You know them as this. It could be, so say, my cousin's dad. She knows her dad as her dad, right? So it's like you have a love for a person, but then when you find out that they do something, it's like almost like a double-edged sword. It's like, damn, I know it's wrong, but like, did it really happen that way? Because you kind of like question, like, damn, now I don't want to look at this person in that light anymore. And I get it. I never told anybody until I turned 18.
Yeah. Because as a kid, you kind of get crushed twice by it, because it's like, all right, this thing happened to me, right? That's strike number one. It's like, then I tell somebody, and then when they don't believe you, that's as crushing as the shit happening to you.
Third strike when a relationship severs because you came clean.
Yeah, because then it's like it's all my fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm the cause because I said something. But this is what people experience. I know that's not to be the case, but. You know, I never said anything. It was neighbors, people that where I lived at, it happened with them at the young age of being 5. And then it kind of progressively, happened. One of my friend's dads was, tried me when I was like 13.
I believe it.
You know what I mean? So it's like almost like you kind of question, like, why does this happen to me?
I want to say, like, that's almost like part of the thing that kind of causes the trauma almost, because that's the trauma, because you start to feel like something's wrong with you. No, there's something wrong with them. It's not this magical thing that people look at you and be like, okay, she's sweet. Let me go do this. It's nothing with you. What it is the people that's supposed to be protecting you. A lot of times what they do is they look and they see what your structure is like around you.
But that was my next question.
And they know that they could get away with it. It's like it's not enough men around her protecting her. So I could possibly do this and get away with it because they just looking at the way that your structure is set up. You know what I mean? So that has absolutely nothing to do with you.
That could be because, when I moved with my dad, when I was 7, it happened with one of my friends, but like they would never, like my dad is 6'4", he's like, he wasn't playing.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's the structure deters people, because it's different when it's like, all right, if you grew up in the crib and you got all sisters and your aunt and your grandma, and it's like no men around that they feel like could do something. It's like,
it's an easy target.
Yeah, it's an easy target. So that you don't have no control over that, though. You just a victim of where you grew up and what family structure you was placed in.
But that's the part of where we get into so many arguments, even on our show, about the importance of a man. Because so many women come on with the "I don't need a man" feature, right?
We do.
But see, those are the things that they don't calculate that's happening. That when they say a man is supposed to protect, he's protecting without even doing anything. Just his presence.
His presence,
His presence. So, that's always a big argument on the importance of a man, or what does a man bring to the table other than dick and paying bills, according to them. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I should say on the show, but men bring a value to a household.
Like we talk about it on the show all the time. I've been molested like 3 times, and we talk about
by like family members or
family members, babysitter.
It was all females.
All females, yeah. What the fuck?
Because he got gay uncle. She had to question it.
That's not why I asked. I mean, that's a real thing. Like I have family members who have been molested by.
I'll probably be a whole different person.
He'd probably be like, "Don't get that into him."
That's not true.
No, I'm joking.
But that's not even true. I had a family member who was sexually abused by his male uncle.
That happens a lot.
And that
happens a lot. Yo, it's some freaky.
But growing up young and growing up and seeing like homosexuality, it was kind of like I knew the difference at a young age. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about being 8 years old and you see two men kiss. Like, I ain't have to wait till the LGBT community. I seen it in the crib.
But some people can see that and then they're more likely to be that. You know what I'm saying? So
I knew then, like, I like
you
girls.
knew you were a man.
I knew I like girls.
I would think that.
I like girls.
I think you would know, but I be hearing young girls in middle school now talking about they bisexual at 6th grade. It's like, girl, you don't know what you
are.
But
that's this whole.
That's this whole push.
But like, so even what I was going to say earlier was like when you sexual abuse could kind of shape you into like
100. Purposely
like not wanting to even deal with that, especially with a female. Deal with a man as you get older. You kind of like can't stand men, and I've seen women who actually became lesbian because of that. Or it could make you like this super sexual person, or even do it to somebody else.
Like,
so like
my whole 20s.
And I feel like that's what happened with me. Like I was just hypersexual, and it wasn't meaning like I was out there having sex with all different types of people, but that was my connection. I had to have. I felt like that was my superpower. That was what I was good at.
You was trying to take your power back. A lot of times what it is you be trying to prove to yourself that this don't mean nothing to you. So it's like, all right, if I could prove to myself that sex is not really a big deal, then it's like what happened to me wasn't really a big deal because this is just regular. This is nothing to me. So that's why people really become hypersexual. Unconsciously become hypersexual because it's like, all right, sex is nothing because you be trying to
you're trying to get rid of it.
You're trying to desensitize the fact that it happened to you. I know from experience.
And all type of things, just like you said, you kind of blame yourself. I seen people do that. I seen people go to opposite sex because they don't really hate men. They just hate the act that man gave them, and they're unable
100.
to process.
It's like you robbed a person from having something that's enjoyable at that moment,
right? And that's just like if you was in, and I know this sounds crazy, but if I was in an all-white neighborhood and some super racist shit happened from a white person, I may develop a hate for all whites. Yeah. But it's not all whites, it's not all men. It's just bad trauma that occurred.
It's almost like so I equated like my whole 20s, right? I didn't like sucking on women's breasts, right? And it was like a trauma response. It's almost like you ever eat a food, right? And then you try a food that one time and it's nasty, and you just make that determination right there. I don't eat that no more. Yeah. Even though
I threw up eating bologna one time, and I just never ate bologna again.
Yeah. My first time ever eating lobster, right? My first time ever eating lobster, the person just didn't know how to cook it, so it was like real rubbery. So I was like, I don't like lobster. So I didn't eat lobster for like 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And then I went on a cruise, and I'm like, but damn, hold up, this is kind of okay. But it was kind of that way in a trauma response. When I was 8 years old, I used to have a babysitter. She was like almost like family though. So it was like she wasn't really related to me, but she kind of was. Like I kind of grew up around her.
Right.
But every time I would go over there, that was like her thing. So you know what I mean? She was a big girl or whatever. She wasn't really attractive, and I just remember like she used to just have this smell to her, right? And that's what she would do.
Like
she would always make bad smell.
Okay.
And she would always like make me suck her breast. And it was like, that was the thing. Like, it was like she would like rub on me. So it used to be like every time I would have to go over there, it was like, it was so fun over there because they had the video games. They had everything going on over there. All the stuff that I wanted, but it was like, I know I got to go through this to kind of be there. So it was like, I was always kind of torn. But my other cousins who was girls, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with all girl cousins. So it was like, this wasn't happening to them though. So it was like, they got to go over there and they was able to enjoy all the stuff that they had. But I was the one that had to go through this to be able to have the fun. You know what I'm saying?
That's really deep when you think about it. But that even happens like now. We do certain things, even though we know it like, it might come with this cost, you know?
Wow.
But that's wow.
I want to talk about we talked about it a couple years ago with my mom, right? So like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, I told my mom like, yo, this happened, but I with this person who's supposedly like a family member, and my mom didn't want to believe it.
Oh man,
she was like, "Are you sure?" No, not that one. Like my mom wouldn't accept
it. Which is why I said,
we're talking about last year. We're talking about last year as grown men.
Yeah,
grown basically. One of women.
Like, did you think about it? Did you really think about it? Do you know really what happened?
Yeah,
you know?
I remember it. Listen, the joint was so traumatizing to me. I remember the colors. I remembered everything, and I remember I've been telling him this story for 20 years, right? So the person that molested me, he saw the person. And they was in a what's the name? They was like at a party. They was
I didn't know it was her.
He didn't know it was her. He dancing with her.
She could dance.
The whole nine. He dancing with her.
Hey, just because you were molested don't mean you can't dance.
He dancing with her.
And I can't dance, but she was doing the way in the circle.
Crazy. He crazy.
Gotta bring some kind of light to
so
this.
he telling me. So he telling me, and I'm like, no, that's her. I'm like, that's the one that what I'm saying.
Have you seen her since that?
Nah, I haven't seen her. But he telling me, I'm like, yeah, that's her. So when like, listen, when we talk about this experience, like I can describe everything down to the T. I'm telling them, I'm like, yeah, she used to live here.
He breaking everything down.
I'm like, yo, when you walk in, this was the color of the living room. I'm like, the steps was over here. Her bedroom was the back bedroom.
He got that type of memory anyway.
I got that kind of memory. So I'm describing everything. So when he tell his mom like, no way.
She don't want to believe
her.
She was a sweetheart. Like she, because you got the, you know what I'm saying?
She had a mental issue.
Yeah, exactly. So I say that to say, man, you even as early as last year, with you speaking on this,
yeah, you can
my own mother didn't want to believe this story. You know what I mean? So
I remember her calling me. Your mom called me. She called me and was like, yeah, so Slice was telling me
she better believe
blah,
it.
blah, blah. Are you sure? So I started breaking everything down to her. I'm like, yeah, she used to live right on 32nd Street. She used to live this. I'm like, boom. I'm like, yeah, her furniture was set up like this. I'm like, she had the back bedroom. So afterwards, she was like, oh my God.
Yeah, finally. But look,
she's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, ask her.
Did she bring it up to her?
Nah, she didn't bring it up to her, but
they don't see each other like that.
It's an uncomfortable conversation.
And the piggyback on what he's saying, as a grown man, even with it being last year, I still felt that relief of her finally believing me. Like once I said all of these things that she knew that I could not know, it was like, wow. It was fucked up because once I felt like she believed me, it was like that childhood relief.
You turned into a child.
Healing that inner
like
child.
I turned into a kid. Like, damn, you believe me. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I only been telling him all these years.
And it's like you wonder, like, I don't know how I was able to not ever say anything until like I turned 18. I told my ex-husband at the time, we dated since I was like 16. And so I told him, and he forced me to tell my mom. And so when I told my mom was like, she wanted to call the cops, right? So she called the cops. She's like, we want to, I want to press charges, right? I'm 18. Cop asked me what I wanted to do. I don't want to press charges because, I don't want to relive.
You don't want to relive.
I don't want to relive it, right? Exactly. Like I'm able to survive, I was able to brush it under the rug and that's it. But one thing that my mom did do, and she might watch this, one thing that she did do that like really hurt me is the fact that she still communicated with him because he was in the family for so long. So she needed her car fixed and he was a mechanic. And so I don't dislike mechanics. I'm just saying.
Mechanics is rapers.
No, but she went and had him fix her car, and I'm like, how could you do that
afterwards?
Yeah, that's and then I had to see him at a wedding.
You gotta.
He was at my table.
You should have had that conversation with your mom. Not even on this show, and I'm gonna tell you why. Sometimes after 30 years of knowing somebody, like, even though that happened, and she might still don't want to believe some of it too. You know what I'm saying? Deep down inside, she don't want to believe it. So even though she got the help from him, she still got a love for him too. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's a family member that she loves. The problem is you gotta be able to communicate. Like, Mom, I feel like after what this person did to me, I want you to cut him off all the way. I almost want you not to love him. You know what I mean? And that's tough.
And they weren't close, like over maybe back in the day they probably were, but he's no longer married into the family. So, so it's just that I don't know. So then when I was told that whenever like my cousins would bring up, their dad, I had nothing to say about it. And they all know. And the one was like, she said, I remember when I walked in and, he was doing something. And she's like, I just didn't think the way it looked, it just didn't look right. And I said something. She said something to him. So she doesn't really she don't have a relationship with him, but I think
that our parents were like the last, like it was a generation of victim blamers, right? And they were kind of the last generation of that, because our generation is more, we moving out about our kids, right? But when you think about it, you got to think about the way that they grew up, right? They grew up at a time where women really didn't have a whole bunch of rights like that. They grew up in a crib where their dad could beat their mom and nothing happened. Like, you know what I mean? Mom couldn't go nowhere. That's what they grew up seeing. So our parents' generation is like more victim blaming. Are you sure that really happened? Because that's all they know is brush it under the rug and you move on to the next day.
Good things came from it.
You know what I'm
think
saying?
About it, like, our generation is different. Like, my daughter can't stay the night nowhere because we know
100%. We the last generation. We the new generation.
We the new generation. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be careful. I don't care if it's an uncle. I'm not saying, I don't even believe my uncle would do that. But we're not even going to take that chance. We just going.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it to far extreme. We are a part of the generation where we don't even gotta know if it's true. If my daughter come to me and say somebody did,
it's true.
I don't need no facts.
Yeah.
All I need you to say is it happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move out and I'm gonna figure everything else out
On the back
later, which
end.
is such a far cry
That's fucked up.
from where our parents are from. We all the way on the other extreme.
It happened with also with a step parent too, with my sisters. To be honest, they said it happened with me. I don't remember it. I must have if I did, but I was a teenager, so I don't know. I don't recall it happening. I remember being uncomfortable about something, but I just don't remember. I blocked it out.
That's crazy. She's the second person I ever heard say that. You're the first person I ever heard.
I'll tell you, I can block something out.
And the funny thing is, this is probably why I train on trauma in the brain, how trauma affects the brain. People can go through the same things, but it affects them differently. So, my sister, she part of that trauma that she experienced, because she was, he really abused her. And I don't remember, but I believe he did have intercourse with her. She's on drugs. She's on drugs. She, like
coping.
Yeah, and she's been on drugs for a while now. And so, like, my mom, when it was brought to my mom's attention, I don't think my mom wanted to believe it. And then even if she did at the time and she was mad at him, there was still like a connection with him, with our other siblings. And so
that's abuse.
Yeah. And so like my mom, she still would go places with him and listen, if my kids ever came to me and said something happened, I want to get rid of that person.
So I just want to give a side that nobody ever going to believe or say. So I had a family member, right, who I love like a mother, accuse me of that. And so I had to have a conversation with my mom, right? And my mom she questioned me one too many times about it, to the point where me and my mom didn't have the best relationship, but because she questioned it so much, like I ran to my aunt. And I was pissed off and everything, but that family member was on drugs who accused me at the time. So, like, years go past, you understand, but I realized, and that was young, I probably was like, I don't know how, probably like 15, 16, but either way, it changes the dynamics of trust too. Yeah. Like, because now you, like, don't want to be around certain, you're real careful around everything because I know, like he said, we'll move out fast. So, imagine if that person's whole family would have came and attacked me for some shit that never happened. You know what I mean? So, we got to be careful with that, but we also got to be careful to just not put people in situations.
And like I said before, man, sometimes a person not believing you is as heinous as the act itself. Sometimes that be the thing that force you to the drugs. Yeah. Sometimes because, guess what? If that happened to me and I go to my mom and my mom believe me and she take me to therapy, get me some help, it's like, yo, that could be avoided. But to not believe me, and then now you still got the person around, and it's like, I gotta keep reliving it. That's the part that puts you on the drugs. Because it's like, yo, now every time I see this person, I gotta relive it and relive it and relive it. And certain people are different. From listening to y'all, it's like, was the only person that I know really blocked some shit out. Yeah. Right? Whereas me, the way my memory is, I relive it over and over and over and over again. Which is why it took me so long to, like, in my personal relationships, like you know what I mean, when I'm intimate with women, it was like certain things that I didn't like to do because of that, right? Because I relive it every time. Whereas he like, I'll be telling him about stuff. He'd be like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And sometimes it come back and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot all about, you know what I mean? Like,
I start describing like places we were.
Like PTSD.
Yeah, I've described places we were. And cause I almost have like a low key like photographic memory. So I remember
every detail.
I remember every detail.
Especially when you remember when it has an impact. When it's very profound, especially if something is repetitive, it becomes like this embedded memory, and some things might trigger, you know. So like if he's telling you something, it may trigger.
It'd be like people to be there. Like one day I told him about, it was a time we was like at his house. And his other cousins was there. He didn't know I knew them. He's like, "How you know them?" I'm like, "Yo, you don't remember the time we was at your house and you had the closet with all the toys in it and your jackets was hanging up here?" I'm telling him, and he
bringing back childhood like
I'm bringing back childhood pieces, and then starting to register to him. He like, "Bro, how the?"
But there's things that I do not remember, and I know that it has to be a coping strategy. Like if I knew if I would have told like my dad would have flipped out, but.
100.
How do you heal from here? Like, so this come from a person who's never been through that. Like, all due respect.
Well, that's good. I mean,
that's great. I guess, you know,
2 and 3 people.
2 and 3. But you know what I mean? We all got our own traumas. Like you could say physical abuse, other things that occur. But I don't know how you two would get totally past it, other than to accept.
For me, I feel like I kind of got past it. Like I'm able to laugh about it now without actually having any feeling about it. And it's because one thing therapy taught me was it's not my fault. And that's one of the biggest things. You got to answer the questions that you have for yourself. That's one of the biggest things I learned in therapy. Because I used to always start off with, why me? Why did nobody protect me? Why was, even after I said something, why was this like almost acceptable? Is it because I'm a boy and I wasn't a girl? And so it's like all of these questions you gotta ask yourself. And one of the biggest things that I had to learn was, it's not my fault. It's nothing about me. This could have happened to anybody. It was just I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's something that you cannot control. It's not your fault.
You holding tears, girl. You're doing a good job.
It's not your fault.
I try not to be a crier.
It's not your fault. You got to understand that. Listen,
I'm a gangster.
It wasn't your job to protect you. Like if somebody else's
it wasn't your job to protect you. Yes.
It was somebody else's job to protect you. And it was nothing you could have did. It was nothing you could have did different. The only thing you could have did different was just not being there.
And I think that if the same thing keeps happening, then it's just a reflection on that person. And for me, like, I've gone to therapy before, but it was for something else. But it could have been back because of that. It could have been, back to that. But I think for me, I just, in the work that I do, that's been like my give back to make sure that another kid doesn't experience, what I experienced.
So that comes with the, like I said, and I didn't mean to cut it off. There's pros and cons to even a traumatic situation. So because 100. Those things occurred to you, you're probably more of an advocate for helping someone else. You know what
Always,
I mean? And I mean, that's the bright side of it. And I think, and answering my own question, I guess I would have to focus more on the bright side of what comes from that. And I mean, I'm assuming for y'all, in order to help push through it, and I guess accepting it, that it occurred, and just understanding that it's not your fault. But then also,
and if you're religious,
you said also what?
And then also like turning that negative to the most positive.
100%, bro.
Too.
But it's like you wonder, like, and I know that I train on trauma and the brain, but it's like you wonder, like, what in a person makes them so strong where they can live their life and get through it and brush it under the rug.
You're
you know
a religious
what I mean?
person?
I'm not. I'm more spiritual.
Okay, you believe, like, I mean, but you believe in God, right? All right, so if you think about it along religious, it's like, Jesus went and he had to get on the cross and he had to sacrifice himself in order to save millions and billions of people, right? The way I rationalized it to myself was, this happened to me, but I was able to take that, channel that, and save hundreds and hundreds of other people, and I'm still good.
Right. But somebody else might not. So you're needed. It's like you're needed. Like this
you
is
had to be your trauma. You was able to do something dope with your trauma. So in a sense, even though you still got those childhood questions, you gotta look like, without having the answers, right? With it still hurting you. Look what you was able to transform this into. You was able to help hundreds of people. You got daughters. You making sure they cool. You not
it definitely
crazy.
came back in. I'm not on drugs.
Yeah.
Like,
we sitting here on your podcast right now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you able to have
I can function.
You got a platform to have the conversation
like,
that can save somebody else.
Even this conversation now that like you said, you're putting out, somebody may hear it and it may be younger, maybe 18, and may get it off their chest and go confront that problem. You know what I'm saying? So,
and some people don't got nobody to talk to. That's the real part. It
and
might be somebody that watch this.
Been for people.
You gotta just, man, listen. You don't let that one thing control the rest of your life. Like football, we used to always say, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you had this bad play, it's like, yo, let it go. Don't let it affect the next play.
You can't harp on
right?
things.
You can't, like,
you can't
so
get it
it's
back.
like, you gotta figure out how you gonna get through it and what you going, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, I'll be real, even if you was to get him locked up, it wasn't going to change how you felt. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't going to satisfy you.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Like, I didn't want to even go that route because I felt bad for that person. I think that's why I'm so empathetic now. I felt so bad. I'm like, oh man, like, I just look at somebody and I'm like, I feel sorry for you.
because you can see the illness in them too. You don't see him as just this ruthless criminal, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
You
feel
just
so
feel
sorry
like,
that
I feel sorry for you. You
even
did this to me, but you're the one with the problem.
Even people who do things now, like if you commit a certain crime or you hurt somebody, it's like I still have this like level of like empathy for them. And it's kind of like I don't know where that comes from.
I don't
but
have it till after I hurt them.
That's real.
But I want to hurt them.
Yeah.
But I also want to have. It's not going to do anything though.
Nope.
It's not
right.
Gonna
But
help
I
it.
want to, right. But it's like I have a level of empathy. Like, what happened in your life for you to do that? What happened? Like when people, have sex with these little toddlers. It's like, what happened in your life for you to do that?
Because it could possibly be a traditional cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We don't know what happened to that person. I mean, I don't give that person a pass. Like I just don't give them a pass. I believe.
I think my heart is
your heart is different.
My heart is what gives people a pass. It's like, damn, I want to like almost like dissect you, or but
it's real life consequences. It's real life consequences to stuff though, because we'll even tell you like, and it's most people. It's like somebody do something to you. Let's say just since it's on a lower scale, you beat the person up. After you get that off, you still don't feel no better for
because
real.
you did it for yourself. You did it for yourself, thinking it was going to help you, and it doesn't.
That feeling of I wish this never happened, or why that person choose me. Even though you got your retribution, you still feel like it's the principle behind the fact that they tried me.
Yeah.
You don't get over that.
And I feel bad after hurting people. I really do. No matter what they do. Like if say somebody broke in my car. Prime example, somebody broke in my car a couple weeks ago, and I've been waiting to whoop this person ass like that. But if I do fuck them up, I feel like it wasn't really worth it. They ain't bust on my windows, there wasn't no tire, they stole a hoodie.
But
I would have gave them the
your
hoodie.
thought now is that what 10 years ago?
No, hell no. 20
years
ago.
That's what happens when we're at this age, like we're in our 40s. We start to have a different level of compassion for people, just for humanity. You know what I mean? Like even animals. I'm driving on the road. I'm like, oh my god, I just want to scoop them up. But do you ever share that with any partner, like what you experienced?
Yeah, but in a comedic way.
Oh, okay.
And because most people watch the podcast, it's always like
it's out
what our show is more like the thing with people, they don't know if we joking or if we being honest.
This is very
because
true.
a lot of the things that we say got so many details in it. It's like they didn't make this. They can't make this up.
Honest thing,
but you might joke about it or add a little fluff to it.
Because the way the show go laughing, everybody laughing and joking is like, that's real dramatic. Could they really be laughing about that like that?
Because you have to sometimes. Sometimes you have to.
And we so insensitive, for real. Like, me, Slice, and Dab, I
don't know how we got this way.
We kind of like, it'd be the most traumatic thing, and it'd just be the joke. Like,
it's coming.
It'd be a joke. Like I told this story to him a while ago. Like I went through a breakup in my relationship, right? And at the time, it was like I was homeless. Like I was homeless at this time. Like I didn't know where I was going to actually sleep. And it was a pride thing, right? So I'm staying in hotels and everything, but I'm still coming in every week doing the pod, right? These niggas know I'm homeless, right? So I'm sitting in the
same chair.
In the same chair. Right? We having a conversation, and they bidding on me for an hour about being homeless. And I'm talking about the jokes is plentiful. They just rolling today. They on fire. They like, yeah. He like, yeah, I'm about to, pod over. That's the end of the Talk Heavy podcast. Yeah, I'm about to go home. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Did they give you a couch to sleep on?
Right. So I'm like, nobody even said, yo, G, you want to lay on the couch?
Right.
No, it just was like, yo, Dad, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You gonna figure it out.
Well, you'll figure it out. Yeah. I'm like,
let's just come give him 100 jokes and leave him homeless.
Yeah,
that's what friends are for.
Homeless. So I said it to him like a couple weeks ago, and he stopped and he thought, he was like, damn. He was like, hold up. Like, no, time out. We really terrible friends.
Yeah, y'all really.
You know what I'm saying?
I never let him sleep on the couch.
Yeah, it was nuts things in there, though.
Oh, God. No, but I appreciate the, the unfiltered, the raw, the serious, kind of, because sometimes it is difficult to talk about things that are really hurtful for you. But yeah, thank you.
Listen, man, I hope that you got something from this. We did, and hopefully we help somebody at home that can watch this. Listen, it's not your fault. It was nothing you could do. And you got to be able to forgive yourself. Not forgive the person that did it to you. You got to be able to learn to forgive yourself.
That's heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
There
Tell
you go.
early.
Damn.
Tell early.
Get some therapy.
Tell early.
Yeah.
Fathers are killers.
Tell early.
Uncles might be rapers, but fathers are killers.
They putting on the Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the DMs.